Welcome to He Said, She Said, a relationship podcast. We are Luke and Sarah. We're married with kids, and we like to sit down once a week to talk about family, parenting, relationships, and life in general, giving you both sides of the story. Sometimes we answer questions from listeners like you, so if you have a question on parenting, relationships, or just life in general, you can find us online on Instagram at He Said, She Said PC. You can email us at He Said, She Said PC at gmail.com. Or...
Not correct. Fill you in.
You can find us on Facebook as well. He Said, She Said podcast. We're also on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and YouTube.
Yes.
So there's lots of ways to find us. Find us. This is an exciting time. I sound like an old lady.
Oh, yeah. Sarah's been getting over a cold, and I've been trying not to get it.
No, it's exciting because it's episode 10. We're in the double digits.
We're a Deca podcast.
We're a preteen.
Ew.
We're a decade?
A Deca.
That's weird.
It means 10.
Okay. But yeah,
Decacast.
I apologize in advance for my
For her
old lady voice. It's sultry to some. It's probably old lady to most.
I'll talk like this.
I'm going to try really hard not to cough in the microphone.
Y'all phlegm sounds positively
So, my week's been awesome.
I didn't ask.
Just kidding. Well, because I'm sick still. So I took Monday off because you need to take a day off occasionally.
And then you got sick after your day off.
Yeah, it's Sydney's fault. She gave this to me. She's a sniffly on Monday, and I was like, maybe we shouldn't go anywhere in the rain. But I'm like, no, we made plans to go visit Grammy and great-grandma and grandpa.
Around
a whole bunch of really old people. There were, we didn't see any of the other residents. My grandma's in rehab, not the drug kind, but the body for old people kind. That was a really awkward sentence.
Grandma was hitting the horse real bad.
No, we shouldn't make fun. But she fell and broke her hip a couple weeks ago. God love her. She's like, I apologize for my lack of knowledge on this. I think she's 93, but I lost track. But anyway.
Well, I always get confused at how old your grandma is and how old my grandma was. I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
Because I think my grandma was
she was older.
2 or 3 years older than your grandma, but she died when she was like 93.
So we lost count after that.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, we went out
starting off real cheery.
Yeah, real cheery and real exciting. Now I took my day off, and then Sydney got me sick. She recovered like 2 days ago. She's been good. I feel better for like spurts of time.
Sydney was also, it's that whole thing about getting older and like dealing with sickness better. Even up to the last time she had a cold, like 6 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Which, man, we got lucky. She got sick like the second week of her life. Mm-hmm. And then she didn't get sick for like
a long time.
6 or 7 months.
Till
summer?
July. The end of July. So she was almost 10 months.
Yeah. And then she wasn't sick for a while. And then she decided Christmas. And then, so we've had Christmas. Then wasn't there another one?
Yeah.
In like
February.
Yeah. And then she's sick again. And
but it wasn't as bad as the last time.
Oh yeah.
Part of the reason I'm still fighting it is like my mamas out there can relate. And just women in general. Like, the world doesn't stop turning when you have a cold. Now, if I was, like, puking, like, flu symptoms, I'd probably be more, like, out of commission. But when it's just a cold, the show must go on. The toilet paper must get changed.
But as I was saying, I thought it was really cool. Like, Sydney wasn't. She's had some times where she was just like, I don't feel good. But usually like her sleep when she's sick,
that's a good point,
2 hours and she's up, and it's so sad. She goes and
she makes this weird like throat gurgly noise too. Like it's not like a cry. It's like
she's like because she doesn't know what's going on. But this time she was just like,
she just woke up once.
Yeah.
There's only one night.
She'd wake up and then take her hand and smear the snot all over herself.
So gross. It was in her hair.
Imagine a kid trying to wipe their own nose, but not having real great control over their hands. It was disgusting.
It was bad.
But it was cute.
But she wasn't as, like,
Yeah.
she's definitely growing up, my little peanut. She's so sweet.
Walking everywhere now. And,
Yeah, she's doing good. She had a good week besides being a little
Yeah.
snotty
and then getting Sarah sick.
and getting
then,
mom sick, but I'll be okay.
possibly getting dad sick, but I'm doing my best.
He's been avoiding me like the plague.
I have
listeners.
slept on the couch
3 nights in a row.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 3 nights in a row.
Voluntarily. I didn't ask him to do that. He's like, I don't want your sickness. And I'm like, I don't
No, I
blame
don't.
you. It
And
sucks.
Here's a thing about me. I make lots of noises.
You do.
For some reason, sometimes when I brush my teeth, it makes my throat feel funny.
You
And
do that when you haven't just
I
brushed
know,
your teeth.
but it
too.
exacerbates it. And I read a thing about people being allergic to toothpaste, and I'm like, how much would that suck with all my new allergies the past couple of years? But I'll get in bed and it'll be perfectly quiet, and then I'll just have to be like, and then Sarah will be like,
Well, it's not just that. This is the pattern. It's shuffle his feet. It's like they're all together. Like they're all.
maybe I have one of them weird OCD things, and
You
I'm like,
might,
I
and you
have to
don't
clear
even-
my throat, shuffle my feet, and tug on my ear, or else
you-
the world's gonna explode.
You might. And you
Turn
just
the
don't
light
even-
switch. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can go to bed now.
You might. And you just don't know it yet. But anyway.
No, I just have cloggy throat. So
I'll be okay.
Saved us all that.
And
by
I-
just sleeping on the couch
Right.
like a bum. No, it was awesome. I watched Game of Thrones, played some video games.
There you go.
I had a day yesterday, so I had a beer. It was nice.
Kind of makes me miss you, even though we live in the same house. So that's kind of a plus.
Well, absinthe does make the heart grow fonder.
I miss your throat noises.
Do anything for you?
They don't want to hear that. So
Ready for bed? I have a tickle. Oh, I have a funny thing. Speaking of throat tickles that happened to me yesterday. This is not... It's one of the things, like, when I say it, I hope it's as funny as when it happened. I had a spectacular hiccup episode yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
I was out. I went to the gym late because we had parent-teacher conferences, which were very good. And...
Let's give a little credit to Nevi where credit is due. She's doing excellent in school.
Yes.
Even the day after we discovered she wrote a really, I don't want to say it too loud 'cause she might still be awake down there, but she wrote a very critical and sarcastic
It was like a self-evaluation thing.
of a unit in science class that while they were learning, she came home and she always seemed so like she was retaining all
Yeah.
of it.
But this
about-
thing was bad, and it's like, you're allowed to think those things, but she wrote them on a piece of
and
paper.
it was every single question was something negative.
It was like, and I was just like, whoa, we had to talk about
well,
like,
we
this is
good
not
cop,
cool.
bad copped her.
Yes.
I had the like, I was like, honey, let's just talk about this. And she's like, what do you mean? And I showed it to her and I read some of the things. Like I said, okay, this was a review of your astronomy section from science class. Do you remember filling this out? No. I'm like, okay. And I
Well,
started reading
I
things.
got it to her. I just want to clarify that. She remembered like doing the paper. She could not remember actually writing
What she
those particular things.
Okay. So I said, I would read a line and she's like, I wrote that? Like she seemed very surprised. So we just kind of talked about it and we had a conversation about it. Well, then Luke got home from work and I warned him and I told him we had this conversation, but I said, I'm a little troubled by what she wrote.
Oh, and I thought it was going to be like,
Because I tend to dramatize
yes.
occasionally.
So I thought it would be like, my reaction would probably be like, Navi, seriously, come on, use your head. Let's move on. But I was pissed.
He was so mad.
I
Like he was
dad-voiced.
like dad voiced and she may have had a tear or two.
Oh.
Because I think she thought it was okay because I was so nice.
No, but it
And I'm
needed to be
usually
done.
the
It was
mean one.
It was a teachable moment, and it needed to be done.
Not mean, but I enforce, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I put my foot on the table and got yelled at.
I
can't just put it
have
right here.
me whispering it. No, everything can't move. It vibrates. Get you one of these with a little shock mount. Anyway, so we had a little. The paper was like, for example, the one I can remember was like, if you were the teacher, what would you tell the class? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And her answer was, first off, I don't want to be a teacher. And blah, blah. And I was so it's just like, I don't care about this at all. And I'm just like,
one of them was, I don't have any feedback because honestly, I'm not interested in any of this. And I'm like, oh my God.
So we talked about it and we figured out she was just had a bad day that day, and it came out in the writing, and we talked to the teacher, and I had
and
told
it's
her
one part like she likes to be sarcastic, and she thinks of herself as a class clown.
it's about teaching a child how to when the time and place for those things are. So we had a teachable moment, and
she has a problem with overkill too.
yes, and she gets carried away when something's funny. She just rolls and rolls and rolls, but like she did really well about learning from it. And
the parent teacher conference was the day after this came home.
I got a nice email. I emailed that particular
science teacher
and was like, hey, I don't know if you saw this, which it turns out she was supposed to turn it in and didn't.
I wondered why
and
there
I was like, I put it back in her folder. If you want her to rewrite this, you have my blessing because this is unacceptable. I apologize. We teach her to be better than this. We don't know if she was trying to be funny or having a bad day or what. The teacher was really great, and she said that Nevi apologized over and over.
She also said that teaching Nevi in class, she was shocked. She was shocked. It was like, and that's what I will go back to. When she was learning about like the phases of the moon and the planets and everything, she was like fascinated, and she saw the moon one night and she was like, oh, it's a crescent moon.
That's this phase, and this one's next. Anyway, so the reason we bring that up is
that was our week, part of our week.
The little bit of stress, and then there's some other things that are always stress, and so I had beer.
Oh, why so angry? Let the guilt go.
Well,
experience.
I forget.
Of this
my
week.
whole point was the hiccup episode.
Right. Sorry.
To backtrack the whole thing with the kid, like that's just a teachable moment of good coping, bad coping, and also an appropriate response to a teachable moment. Like sometimes you just can't be nicey nice, and you have to get the point across. Because since then, she has been like a lot better and more. And granted, it's only been a couple days, but like she's been treating school with more respect.
She forgets that we care so much about her school sometimes. And it's also a testament to check your child's bring home folder. Because, I mean, occasionally we forget, but I've been trying to be better about that. And it was in there. Yeah. And so it needed to go back.
There was that amongst other things, and I was stressed out. So I went to the gym after that and, like, pumped some iron.
So you had late dinner.
So, and I pumped some iron, and I was trying to say something, but you interrupted me.
I'm trying to move this along.
Well, if you want to interrupt me, I can finish the story. Sarah's squint eyeing me, as the ladies do. So after I pumped iron, I walked briskly on the treadmill and watched Game of Thrones on my phone. But then I had late dinner, came home, and as I was letting my stomach settle, all of a sudden, like, moisture in my mouth zipped down my windpipe, and I about died. And as I was having this horrible coughing fit, it, like, triggered my diaphragm, and all of a sudden, hiccups from hell started.
I mean, it was really bad. I heard him over a heater, like white noise in the bedroom as I'm trying to go to sleep.
She had to put a pillow over it.
I paused. I was like, do I need to go check on him? And then he finally stopped coughing and started hiccuping. And I'm like, oh, he's okay. But they were so loud.
They were. They sucked. They hurt.
It was like, oh, I can't.
Don't fake do it, because you could make real ones happen.
I just choked myself because
Anyway, it was really funny because I'm just sitting here watching Game of Thrones going, God damn it, go away, hiccups. Motherfucker, hiccups.
And you don't get them very often, but when you do, they're those pissed. Like, they're almost cartoonic.
The last time I had them was I was eating spicy food, and I was like, worth it. That's what usually gives them to me. And this one, like, I didn't eat.
It was chicken wings at Christmas.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Thanks, Dad.
I didn't eat anything spicy or nothing. I had hardly any alcohol because, like, I had a beer, but, like, I had like half of one, and I had to stop because I was afraid if I took a sip, I would hiccup, choke, and start the whole cycle again.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I did this week.
That was your week. Okay.
So
we had a really productive listener feedback week, and we're going to share some things this episode from our listeners. Let's just hop right into that. Are we good?
That means yes.
Okay. So we had a message from a male listener on Facebook, and it's so exciting.
What do you say to call him Boy Wonder?
We're going to get there. I'm just going to read it. It's funny.
Well, you can do it like Casey Kasem, like Boy Wonder, right?
Just let me read it.
That's not a very good Casey Kasem.
No, it was bad. He says, "Hi, Luke and Sarah. Long-time listener, first-time caller, or messenger, or whatever. I don't have any questions because I know all. But wanted you guys to know that you do have at least one male listener, even though you always say you don't. Keep up the good work. I'm enjoying the podcast, and I actually look forward to it each week. Just wanted to stop by to give you some positive vibes. Signed, Robin, the Boy Wonder." Just sticking with the superhero nickname theme. Why Robin, you ask? Because he is rumored to have a huge ego. LOL. That's funny.
Funny story about that. Burt Ward, the gentleman who played Robin in the 60s, they actually had to alter his costume. This is a serious story.
Okay.
So you're looking at me like I'm making it up.
Well, you're so like intently looking at me while you tell me the story. You know I don't care.
I do a thing to Sarah sometimes where I'll tell her some pointless story completely. Like, I'll just make it up. And then at the end, I'll be like, yeah, I just made that up. And she's like, God damn it. Anyway, this is real. But they had to alter his costume because his junk was showing on TV.
That's funny.
And he was a little fella.
That's probably what our listener is
I think
referring to. I
So,
really
Burt
appreciate
Ward,
that.
good job.
Feedback, Robin. The Boy Wonder.
Boy.
It's really great to hear from a dude. Share with your dude friends. 5 of them. And then they share with 5 friends. And then we have 15 dude
As a little
listeners.
teaser, we will have a very dude-centric.
Yeah.
Our next... most biggest portion of this episode is going to be very dude-centric.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I appreciate you reaching out and letting us know.
And I just appreciate you.
I told you some men might listen to this.
Well, there's at least one.
At least one.
I listen to it from time to time.
I make you. I'm like, did you listen to this week's episode yet?
Well,
No.
sometimes, like, stuff you should know
Stuff you
has
should
really
know
good
is really good stuff on, man. That's a giant thing of Red Stripe.
24 ounces. Oh, wait, that's not Jamaica, just Indian.
Oh, honey.
I just did regular Indian instead of West Indian.
I just looked up, and Luke's been on a Red Stripe kick lately, but he went with. I didn't know they even made
It's
them.
flavorful yet light.
You look like a giant drinking
Hooray,
that.
beer.
I'm not drinking tonight because I already feel loopy enough with my lack of sleep. Because of course, me being me, I cannot give up on my stupid Pure Bar challenge. I'm in the home stretch, 16 classes
You know,
down.
you could have been better like 2 days ago. If you
I
were
don't believe
rested.
that because I feel the best.
I'm just joking.
I know. I mean,
And
yes.
it's probably hot in there, so you sweat it out.
I get nice and sweaty. My throat never hurts afterwards.
Say it slower with your cold voice.
Nice and sweaty.
You're
It
faking
got
too
real
much.
nasally. No.
Nice and
Nasally. So I'm trying to think if there is anything else we need to touch on. Are we going to do TV before or after?
No, save it to the end.
And that's usually when we do it. Okay.
So we have another email that came in. Not a question, but it was suggesting a TV show.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that later at our
So-
What Are You Binging section.
We'll get there. And since we've been spending so much time apart in the evenings, I have a new show for that too. So
Okay.
coming up.
So on to the main event.
Yeah, let's talk
So,
about this.
We did not receive any questions. And remember, if you have a question, you can email it to he said, she said,
Or-
pc@gmail.com or
Any of the other ways to find us that I talked about earlier. But maybe you have a friend that's in a really messed up situation and they keep asking you for advice and everything you have in your repertoire, you already told them.
yeah, then when
and
shit fucks up, you can just blame us.
Right, no, but listen, they're starting to bug you because they just keep harping on this and they're not taking your advice. You can ask us their question.
Like they need to kick their man to the curb.
You can ask us their question, submit it, and then say, shut up, listen to this podcast. They'll tell you what to do because obviously you won't listen to me. That's an option too. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Or if you have a funny story, or if you want to make Sarah try a baby food.
Right.
Anything to contribute is fine. User-generated content is more than welcome
Yeah.
on He Said, She Said, a
enjoy
relationship
it. Or
podcast
just-
where you get both sides of the story.
If you're really annoyed by something we do, or
Then keep it to yourself. I don't need that negativity in my life.
well, constructive criticism is welcome. Just reach out. Let us know what you're thinking.
No, it's not.
Well, if you like us, send us a message.
Okay, you can criticize Sarah. She has allowed it. I do not.
Maybe they don't like that you're so mean to me.
I'm not mean. I
So
am.
mean to me.
The reason that our daughter wrote those smart-ass comments on the paper.
I'm like, I wonder where she learned the sarcasm from.
I told the teachers, I was like, she gets her sense of humor from me, and she's learning how to use it.
Something about Nevi that, like, a lot of people who know us, they don't know her too terribly well. But, like, I don't think they realize, like, she doesn't pick up on, like, cues, social cues, as well as most kids her age.
She's getting better.
She is. It's something that can definitely be helped, but, like, we have had to guide her. So
They actually mentioned that in our conference. They said socially, like, she's so much improved.
she's getting better still.
Yeah, and
Good.
Anyway,
I mean, that's just, it comes with age, but it also, it's just something about her that she's not real good at reading people and social cues. So
back on track.
Anyway, I got distracted.
So we didn't have any. So we're just saying, if you have any questions, funny things, anything,
just shoot us a line.
So since we didn't have any questions, I was just Googling our old standbys to find a funny article or something, or like an interesting take on something, and share it.
Or lists. We like lists.
Listicles. And I stumbled upon a cool article that was, what's the official title of the article?
It's from thefrisky.com.
It's an old article.
It's from 2010.
It's an old article, man, but it still checks out.
It does. It works.
Star Wars reference.
It's still pretty relevant. It's
relevant.
What's relevant?
Relevant.
Relevant.
No.
That's not a word. I'm not even on any crazy
Y'all see that bear movie, Relevant?
Okay.
That bear does stuff to that dude from Titanic. Her name was Rose.
Poor Leo. Okay. 50 questions for men we want answered ASAP. So not from men, for men.
Yes. So I found this and I was like, I am going to break the man code and answer the questions that women have wanted answers to.
I will. I want to read this little tiny intro because I thought it was funny.
Did it have an author?
Yes. I'm sorry. I breezed right over her name. Her name is Amelia McDonald Pari.
Yep.
Published on February 10th, 2010 at
So it's a
12:30 p.m. So this is the little intro. It says, Esquire, the magazine for men who are just past the meathead stage. I thought that was funny.
Nobody reads Esquire in
Can
this
they
house.
do?
You missed my joke by interrupting.
I heard it, but
I don't, because I'm not fancy.
anyway, it says had just launched their first. You interrupted me to make your joke.
I'm sorry.
Esquire, the magazine for men who are past meathead stage, has just launched their first survey of the American woman. And they are in desperate need of women like you, frisky readers, to chime in. So what's in it for you besides dropping some knowledge? Oh, hang on. I don't know. I got confused. I don't know why I'm reading this. Oh, they're just turning it around and saying we have questions of our own for men. So
Yeah, I gathered
Esquire
that.
was doing a thing for women. They were plugging it. And then this is the flip side.
I am going to, and this is history in the making. I'm going to reveal the secrets of being a man. And like,
some of them might require longer than others, but I'm encouraging because there's a lot of them.
I'm just doing like quick answers.
And we're not doing all 50 because some of them
are stupid.
Some of them kind of
Well, they're
apply.
not stupid, but they don't
They
pertain.
kind of apply more to like
Dating
20 something
men,
men, and we have a married man here, so if you're not in a long-term relationship or married, I'm going to
officially
pepper a
changed
few.
our lottery numbers today. One number, because I always use the number 42 because it's the meaning of life. And for anybody who doesn't get that reference, go watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or read the book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Can't remember the author. But I put my our anniversary date 29.
It's on his arm.
I got it tattooed on me.
listeners. It's on his forearm where he can see it every day of his life, and he just hesitated. It's also in my email
Anyway.
and my username and such.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so that's how married I am.
So anyway, I'm going to pepper in some of those single guy questions, but I'm not going to do all 50 of these because that would take us forever. And some of them I just don't want to know the answers to. Let's go. And I encourage rapid fire answers to some of them.
Okay.
Do you really think...
Can you... Nah, don't worry about it. I was going to say the number, but it doesn't matter.
Nah,
okay, go ahead.
Do you really think those Super Bowl ads were funny? This was published right after the Super Bowl that year, so that's why that's number one.
I am not I am not typical to the general public because I work in basically part of the advertising industry. So, no, I don't think they're very funny. I think about 10% of them are funny.
Okay.
But I'm not the target audience. They're usually targeted to, like, stupid people.
Okay. Why do you take so long pooping?
I have to set my fantasy lineup. Check Facebook. Check Instagram. Respond to emails. Sometimes there's a cool article I found. Usually a comic book or music related. Then I go, oh crap, I had another guy in my fantasy lineup I forgot about.
Then he goes, oh crap, I'm going to be late taking my kid to school and getting to work.
Yeah. And also, I do have a stomach ailment, so it's okay.
Can't rush it.
Yeah. And that's another, like, women do not understand the joy and finesse of just a little quiet time in the bathroom. Checking your fantasy lineup.
It's because they have 25 other things they should be doing instead of pooping. So they just get in, get out, get done. That's it. I mean,
I'm
honestly.
sorry my bowels don't work to your extremely high standards. Fantasy hockey, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
I mean, at least you're multitasking, I guess, in there.
Damn right.
Why do you cup your balls so much? I don't know if you personally do that. I'm just asking questions here.
Ladies, there's this thing called bat wings.
When do you cup your balls? Like, I'm with you a lot.
I have to hide it because most of the time it happens at the gym. Or it happens in bed. And when you say cup...
when you're in bed, I don't care.
Listen. When they say cup your balls, they're not saying, like, I'd walk around with them with a handful all day and just like, hey, how's it going? Some people do that, and that's like an uncouth, like, low-class thing to do. But people who kind of, like, every now and then, they just kind of get pushed. Mm-hmm. From time to time, as the day wears on, a man's coin purse gets adhered to his thigh.
In college, I went to parties often, and there was...
You said you didn't want to know things.
No. I just remember, like, that stuck in my head that there was a certain gentleman that always did that. I was like, Jesus, what is going on down there? It's probably because it was sweaty. Because it was summer.
Because it doesn't matter what size of balls you have. Sometimes they just stick. And you just got to give them a little, like... just if you ever see a man also...
Like, wiggle it out.
No, if you see him walking and then take, like, a couple outward steps. Because so, imagine somebody walking, like, 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other, and then one goes, like, way left and way right, and then normal. They're trying to peel their balls off their leg.
Okay. I know the answer to this.
I still answer it.
Bar soap or body wash?
Funny story. At home, bar soap, because I know no one else uses it except for me. Well, it's my soap.
We wouldn't use... Why?
I grew up in a house with 4 other men. So...
He lives in a house now with 0 other men.
Right. And bar soap's more of a man thing. Shower bar soap. But when I shower after hockey games and when I shower at the gym, I use a little floofy thing.
Loofah.
It exfoliates.
It travels easier than soap.
Yeah. And like, yeah, you're going to put a bar soap in a bag, it gets all goopy. It's gross. Okay?
Let me just scroll past some of these because they're stupid.
So,
sorry. There's a lot of them in a row.
While we're in this deep,
I know, this is
silence.
thrilling podcasting here. Oh, hypothetically.
Is
Hypothetically.
this a relevant question? Callback.
Hypothetically speaking, do you remember what I was wearing when we first met? You're not going to be in trouble if you say no, because it was a long time ago.
Do not.
Okay, I do. I remember what you were wearing too.
Whatever. Move on. I do, though, remember the shirt your brother was wearing in the very first picture I ever saw of you. So, meh.
Oh, yeah.
I commented on a picture of yours on MySpace. Mm-hmm. And your brother was wearing a Misfits shirt, and I thought it was a cool shirt. So I was like, your brother's wearing a cool shirt. Because that's what you did on MySpace. You just made nonchalant comments because you wanted someone's attention, but didn't want to know that.
You didn't want to just message them directly.
Right. That's creepy.
It is.
It's less creepy to say, your brother's got a cool shirt. Hey, we're married now, so it worked. Sucker.
What is going through your head when we're annoyed with you? These questions are like women to men.
I can give you the absolute, here's what's going through my head. I don't know what I did. What the fuck? Okay, what'd I do today? Okay, I got up, I did this. Oh, shit, I know what I did.
Well, at this stage in our life.
And then we go, okay, what do I say? How do I fix this? If I say this, she's going to get pissed at this and this and this. Okay, nope, not going to do it. Let's back up. Okay, is there any way I can blame it on someone else? No, the kids were in bed. No, baby's one. She didn't do it. Son of a bitch. Just apologize and give her a back rub. All right, fixed.
That's good. Okay, this is a good one. And I'm not picking these because of my personal opinion. I'm picking them because I feel like they're relevant for the record.
It's pronounced relevant.
Shut up. Seriously, isn't watching 6 straight hours of football a bit too much?
No.
No explanation?
Every game's different. Something exciting could happen.
Okay.
It's FOMO.
Why do you continue to eat spicy foods if it only makes you feel sick? You're kind of living this today.
And sometimes it hurts my stomach. I don't like terribly spicy foods, but I'm learning to like spicier foods. For example, I used to be an absolute pussy with mild wings, like from Buffalo Wild Wings. I can't even do the mild. Too hot. But at this very Christmas, my father-in-law made like whole chicken wings, or chicken legs, but they were
bone in.
Yeah, but they were
but he made them. My dad, he likes to cook, so he bought chicken and he
delicious.
Marinated them for days.
And
he's crazy.
He sent some home with me because I couldn't have any at the Christmas event.
Forcibly, my family man. I love my family. I could only eat so
much food,
but they're like, take it. I'm like, fine.
Well, I would have taken all of them had I known. But anyway. They were...
No, the funny part was we grumbled about them forcing this food upon us, and then he ate all of them.
Oh,
he loved them.
They were so good. But is buffalo wings? Is that the technical name for the slightly spicy mild wings?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're
mild
so good.
Buffalo wings.
So then I've been on this spicy wing kick lately, but not like the incredible spicy stuff.
Yeah.
But it gives me hiccups, and it hurts my tum. But I do it because it's delicious. And...
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're like, it's going to hurt you, right? And as we're eating, we're just going, I know.
I kind of see this as the equivalent of because it is a fact of science that a lot of times
plucking your eyebrows.
Well, no,
that shit's got to hurt. Why do you do it?
A food equivalency.
Oh,
it's harder for women to lose weight than men. This is scientifically proven fact. It's just a fact. It's the same thing where women eat stuff they know they shouldn't in excess from time to time.
Oh, yeah, and we do stuff that we know hurts us.
It's just and then you feel all fat and gross afterwards and just blah. Yeah. But you just do it because you really like the way it tastes.
Yeah, that's okay.
I understand that one. Okay.
Now, real quick, we don't have to go to anything. I don't know scientifically why we crave things with a little bit of spice. I have no idea. Maybe it's because we get older and our taste buds start to crap out.
Maybe.
Could be. I don't know.
What are you really thinking about during sex? It's a fun one.
May I quote Jason Mewes? half whole.
Let's just leave it at that.
I'm concentrating.
It's a little personal.
Sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes I'm thinking my wife's pretty, but in a dirtier way. the dirtier way to think that.
Okay.
And then a lot of times I'm thinking I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay. Retracted. What do dudes talk about when they are alone? I think this one means like with no women around.
Okay, now you think, I guarantee you, most women think like, oh, I know they're talking about us because you're all self-centered. I'm just kidding.
Like glaring at me right now. I don't think
I know
that
a lot
at
of
all.
women think as soon as you leave the room, we're like, oh, man, did you see the cans on that broad? But no, it's not. You know what we're actually talking about? My own personal friends. Okay, hilariously, dicks are usually a big topic. Just like funny things.
Like wieners?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like in a comedic way.
Penises?
Hang out with Lane, or friend Lane, my other podcasting partner's little brother. He's hilarious. Anyway.
He is actually. He makes Two Dudes Drinking podcast. Like it's my favorite episodes when he's on. Sorry, honey.
No, it's okay. Lane's like he's a part of the family of the show. Anyway, but like the funny things we talk about, and not just Sean and Lane, but with all my friends. Honestly, we talk about sports probably mostly. Mm-hmm. You know this. Mm-hmm. Oh, if you were there, if you weren't there, and honestly, the only thing we would talk about is with my very close friends. Like we don't say bad things about our relationships and stuff, but we kind of, there's a certain bitching about life that you can do with your best male friends that you just can't do with your lady friends. Because like, you don't want to hear all about my bullshit. After a while, you're going to be like, suck it up, dickhead. We got to take care of a baby.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, and
we confide in our friends. But the thing is, we don't have long drawn out conversations. We just go like, so the wife's been real pissy lately. And they go like, oh yeah, that sucks. It'll pass. She's a good girl. And they go, oh, I know. I'm happy to have her. And it's like, it'll pass, you know. Life's stressful. Want another beer? Sure. Hey, you know, there's a game on. Yeah. Like, honestly, that's about as quick as it happens.
Okay.
And sometimes we talk about deep things like, holes.
Black holes?
We actually have. I've had that.
I was going to say politics probably come up a little bit lately.
Yeah, we
but
try to avoid it because it's...
I mean, but if it's people, share your opinions. There's like a colloquial, I don't know if that's the right word.
But we try not to drone on about politics. I should say, my friends who are like level-headed people, even if we're all in agreement, it's like, yeah, we can sit and circle jerk each other about our similar opinions all day, but it's not going to change the world.
But it's that camaraderie of like knowing that there's like-minded people out there.
However, like we don't prattle on about it. Right. And I have a couple friends who are of an opposite opinion, and like we go like, okay, and sometimes we'll test the waters and give them like the right answer. I'm just kidding. And then they'll be like, oh no, man, and like you have every reason to argue with them, but in your head you're going,
this is pointless.
This is my friend, and it's pointless, and I'm not going to change anything. So it's polite to just go, let's not talk politics.
Yeah.
How's your wiener doing?
Why won't you just buy a new pair of shoes? This is a question I personally asked. He's tried.
Shoes smell terrible.
And he's tried multiple times.
It's not foot odor.
He's so picky.
I am absolutely the pickiest shoe shopper in the world.
It's awful.
Well, reason being, I'm very particular about, I stand up. Some days at work, I'm on my feet all day. Some days I'm sitting all day. I also hate shoes that are grippy. Because you're walking, and then it grips on the carpet, and you're like, oh, son of a bitch. And then there's one time I bought shoes on clearance that I really liked, but were a size too big, and I tripped and fell walking onto a stage at a concert that the band invited me up to sing a song with them, tripped and fell in front of the whole crowd. So I'm very particular about my shoes.
I think I actually bought you those shoes. You weren't
No,
with
you
me.
didn't. Those shoes were... I actually gave them away.
I remember.
Yeah, they were ones that I found in the clearance rack at
I was just
DSW.
with you.
And I was just like, oh, awesome, what a sweet find, because they were good shoes.
They were styling.
Yeah.
But they were like a half size
They were like
too
Adidas
big.
Sambas or
like a whole size too big.
A whole size.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just very particular, and it's like, we don't have 100 pairs of shoes. we have
Some guys do. Average Joe. No.
Right. And like, I just want one pair of shoes that's good to go, and I can just slip them on every day. And men get that, there's a perfect butter zone of tying where you can just like pop your shoes on. It's nice.
Setting a horrible example for your child that's clumsy, and
she is also not a man.
I know, but she does that too because she sees you do it, and I have to yell at her when her
because I'm a
shoes.
great person and she wants to be like me. So
That's
yeah.
I like that she likes to be like you, but it's setting a bad example because
Wait till she starts cupping her balls all the time.
you don't do that.
Next
in front of her.
question.
We've already talked about
Just
why
cut
you
my
enjoy video games so much, so I don't think you need to answer that.
Yeah, but you know the answer, but other people don't.
No, we've talked about it on this podcast multiple times.
Well, ask me the question.
Why do you enjoy video games so much?
It is a quick escape from regular life that stimulates our mind and imagination and works on our reflexes and hand-eye coordination. And they're just fun, so fuck off and get off my back.
Okay, why won't you ask for directions?
'Cause I
Additional...
have GPS.
Well, I have a sub-question. Why won't you ask for help in a department store when you can't find something and
What's
you're
an apartment store?
Department store.
I honestly thought you said apartment store. I was like, what is that?
I thought you were being funny. Because
I can answer this in a very deep way.
just let me finish my reason I'm asking this question. Because a certain husband I know hurries me through stores on the regular, but the moment I'm like, let's find some help to help us find this thing to get us out of here sooner, he's like, I just want to look for it. I can find it. Oh, it grinds my gears.
Scientifically, we are evolved to be hunter-gatherers.
Sorry.
If I got to ask another hunter for help, it's a strike on the man card. Okay, secondly, this is going to sound very rude, ladies, but it's part of the secret. We don't want to go into the lady store with you and look at hair stuff. And you do not have to go into the hardware store and look for that one particular screw I need.
I didn't say hardware store. I said department store. Target.
Well, usually when I'm at Target, I know where everything is in Target now. It's always, if I can't find it, it's always in the back fucking corner where they tuck like bug spray and shit. I'm like, oh, God damn it, I forgot about the back corner. Anyway, it's because we honestly have an evolutionary need to hunt and find things. It's scientific.
Okay.
And there's just a joy. You have no idea the joy of like when you find it, and you're like, ooh, there it is. We just enjoy the chase.
Okay. That's a good explanation. It's just frustrating. Don't rush us when we're enjoying our leisurely stroll through Target.
We don't leisurely stroll.
Sometimes it takes a really long
Hang on.
time.
I will leisurely stroll through a video game store or a bookstore. When I'm at Target, a department store, I know what I want. I go and I get it.
Okay. What are your expectations of a romantic partner? Think in general terms here. Average Joe. All mankind.
Listen to my bitching, but not too much. Be supportive and agreeable, but not too much, but offer help. It's all about finding that middle ground.
Continue. I know.
A physical relationship.
Well, the romantic partner insinuates that part.
Oh, okay. So we're already physical. Some shared general interests, but I don't want everything to be shared. We've touched on that before.
Check that out. You Do You, episode 1, a classic.
And a little bit of spontaneity from time to time. Not all the time.
It was episode 2. I'm sorry, listeners.
It's okay. A little spontaneity from time to time. I am a person of routine. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
Just go on our iTunes page. It's one of them. But I am a creature of habit. But from time to time, a little surprise and intrigue is kind of neat. And don't bitch when I watch football and hockey too much. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about like
in general,
any romantic, hypothetical person to answer this question to. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, and join my fantasy league because it's fun.
Well,
Sarah joined our fantasy league.
succeeded.
I know, but I loved that so much.
It was so hard.
And it was so
I
funny.
had fun in the beginning, then I'm like, I'm losing all the time.
Because it would be so funny. She'd check her phone and be like, who's the one guy that every week he fucked you? From, boy, that was wrong.
John?
No.
I can't remember.
From the Detroit, Golden Tate.
Oh, it was Golden.
Sarah would be sitting on the couch once a week, and it'd be perfectly quiet, and all of a sudden you'd hear, goddamn Golden Tate! Because every time she started him, he'd get like 2 points.
Well,
and then when he was on the bench, he'd get like 25 points.
I made my team based on their first names and last names. If I like their names, that's how I picked them. I went
that
with
works
all the cool names.
in March Madness. It does not work in fantasy football.
It worked for a little while.
Can I tell you a really funny story? There's another podcast I really like is called If I Were You, and it's Jake and Amir from College Humor, and I've watched those videos since they started. And anyway, they started a podcast network, and they have a fantasy football league. And in the first season of the fantasy football league, they had this lady comedian on there, and she drafted her team, and she only drafted players who did not have a criminal record. And she called them the Sweet Boys. She was last place.
It's pretty funny.
Yep. Anyway.
Okay. Why do you never change the toilet paper roll?
I do. Okay. Here's my system. There's nothing worse than being mid and pulling off like half a sheet and being like, son of a bitch. So what I do is when it's starting to thin out,
He throws the entire roll away.
I've been working on that, but listen to me.
And it's not a half a sheet, it's like 4 sheets.
Listen to me. I pull out the next roll and I set it close so that roll needs to be referenced. But I've been working on it. Yeah, but ladies, you guys need like 2 sheets to do your little pat.
Not when I poop.
We got shit to deal with. You don't. Hey, refer to question 1 or 2 or whatever. I got a whole fantasy's worth of poop to deal with. Not a fantasy. Fantasy. Checking my fantasy league. Fantasy poop. I wish we could name the episode that, but we're not.
Ew.
Move on.
Okay. Do you hate it when we ask you to kill bugs, or does it secretly make you feel kind of macho? I just thought that question was ridiculous, so I had to share.
Neither. Don't care.
Okay.
In an office setting, I find it annoying because I have work to do. I used to work in an office where I was literally the boss was always traveling. I was the only male in the office on the regular basis. Every time there was a bug, so I had to kill many spiders, stink bug, what do you call it?
Infestation.
What's an invasion? Because they're an invasive species. Anyway, that's gotten big in the past few years, and like they'd be like, "Come again, stink bug, and get it." And I was just like,
Those don't even faze me anymore because you see them so much.
I know, and then like one time I had to even get a mouse out of somebody's office, and I'm like, I was just the office dude. That mouse was so freaking cute. I caught it in a box and I took it out. I took it out in the woods. I still have pictures. So cute. Anyway, home not annoyed. Work annoyed.
Okay, so I'm asking this one because I think it might be beneficial to our listeners, not because I have any stake in the question whatsoever. I'm just prefacing.
Okay,
that.
I'm ready.
Okay. If she cheated on you, would you take her back and try to save the relationship? If not, would you expect the same from her?
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
And also, when I was younger, I took a girl back who cheated on me. And it just wasn't the same. Because I was constantly just thinking, you disgust me. You betrayed my trust, and you can go to hell and you can die. So, hypothetically, if you did it...
No, I'm not asking that. I was just asking your opinion from
I would
a manly perspective.
If I was married, I wouldn't even tell her I knew. I would go immediately to a lawyer.
It's a plane.
I know there's a plane going by and it's rattling.
We have the window open because it's finally actually spring.
And we have
outside.
one of the largest Air Force bases in the country near us. So.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so me, personally, no, I would not take you back and try to fix things. And if I did the same thing, I would absolutely expect you to treat me the same way.
Kick you to the curb.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would be nice to, like, give me a chance. It was, I don't know. I thought I'd get money. I don't know.
You becoming a male prostitute?
Times are tough, lady.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, here's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I started reading the one above it. I'm sorry. Because I'm like, I don't want to do that one. If a woman gives birth, do you have a hard time seeing her as a sexual partner?
No.
Good answer.
Now, like right after?
Well, that's not the question.
Let me just tell you.
I don't think she
Stitches are
cares.
a turnoff.
I don't think she cares.
Come on, that was funny. You skipped right over it. Did you hear what I said?
I did.
You don't think that's funny?
I just ignored it.
And so did most ladies who had a rough... Yeah, sorry.
It's called an episiotomy. Episiotomy.
Episiotomy. When it happens
Episiotomy.
naturally, it's just called ripping.
Yeah.
Gross.
Don't say gross. I ripped. I don't care.
I ripped one real good.
I couldn't feel it. God bless the invention of an epidural.
Yeah, in the immediate afterward, sure, no, there was no sexual thoughts whatsoever.
Well, and that's good because
hour or
she
two,
doesn't.
sure.
She doesn't want none of that. What's worse? Marriage or loneliness?
Loneliness.
I mean, you've had both, so
Yeah.
that makes me happy that you think that.
Didn't even have to hesitate.
I know, you did it. You didn't have to think about it.
Yes, I picked right.
Do you care if they're real boobs or fakes?
Real, actually.
I think that's a personal preference.
Now, here's the thing. In art, so let me use Star Wars for an example. When things are computer generated or science fiction, the beauty is in the flaws. So something just doesn't look real when it's perfect and polished. So boobs, when they're nice and natural and like they're flawed and like,
And one's always slightly
one's
bigger.
will be a little bigger. Maybe the nips are a little cross-eyed.
He's not speaking from experience,
I'm
with
just
me at least.
saying,
He's talking in
things.
general.
like got a mole. Whatever. The beauty is in the imperfection. Now, when you get fake ones, and they're what I refer to as bolt-ons, and they're those ones that you're like, oh dear, that looks like somebody just like taped a balloon to you. Mm-hmm. It's just not attractive. It's not natural.
You may have just started a new trend in breast implants. Slightly skewed breast implants. Why don't they just make one slightly bigger?
Well, good.
Slightly
Actually,
smaller.
now, this goes back to the days when I used to listen to Howard Stern. Not that I don't support Howard Stern anymore. It's just on satellite radio and I can't. Mm-hmm. They had a doctor on there who talked about him. And he said the problem was a lot of people put them like over the skin. Mm-hmm. And those are the bolt-on looking ones. But mm-hmm. good doctors will make one that's like proportional to a woman's body. And convince, like if she says, no, I want them this big. He says, no. Those are going to look silly. Mm-hmm. Here's what you should do. And he said something about like you put them under the muscle. Mm-hmm. Or I forget how but he talked scientifically about it. He's like, they just look more natural and blah, blah, blah. If I can't tell, sure, whatever. But overall, like if I'm checking out a pair, natural.
What does being kicked in the balls really feel like?
Okay.
He's told me this before, but I'd want to share it with all of you ladies.
Let me just put myself in the mindset. You literally feel it from your inner thigh, and it wraps around you, and you feel it all the way up to your nose and throat. To describe it, at first, it's a jolt of absolutely jarring and electronic pain in your ballular area. And then it radiates. Like, not only does it keep hurting, it feels like there's a giant bruise in your crotch. It then radiates up your body, and you feel like you're going to shit yourself and throw up all at the same time. And that feeling lasts for a good hour.
So it's basically like really strong contractions when you're about to have a baby. Seriously.
I don't know. I cannot speak to that.
Well, I can't speak to being kicked in the balls, but...
I was trying to be all serious about it.
But you just, I mean, what you
cannot
described...
speak to the effects of having a infant extrude out of my man parts. I cannot pee out a baby, ma'am.
Okay, you sounded like
I was trying to do Eugene from
you did a good job. That's who I thought of.
from Walking Dead.
Okay.
I am the only good part about this show.
I think this
Everything
one's
else
really
is extremely boring.
I think this one's really funny. Does your dick feel like a dangling appendage when you run?
Depending on your undergarments, yes. However, you need to rephrase the question.
I didn't write it.
It is not just the dick; it's the dick and the
balls.
If you have very supportive undergarments, which from time to time, if I go like straight from work and come home, because as ladies know, clothing when you put it on feels nice, but as the day goes on, it kind of wears. Mm-hmm. So if I'm smart, I'll change my underwear before I go running, and everything's nice and cupped. However, if I don't, when you run, you can feel it like plop, 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 plop. Well, here's the funny thing that ladies might know.
He did a nice little dance when he was saying flop, flop, flop,
A lot
flop.
of running clothes are like smooth and silky. So sometimes when you're running and like flops against it and you're like, that's not good. Hope the wife's in the mood later. Blood rushes, ma'am. We can't control it. So
I'm just
I wear,
scanning the list to see if there's any I skipped that we could come back to, because we have kind of hit all the ones that I think are pertinent. And
okay, I mean we're almost to about an hour in the episode. Give
Yeah.
me some really good ones to really hard hit.
have you ever slept with a prostitute?
I did not want to talk about this.
He's totally bullshitting you all right now. He's trying to be funny.
Very
He can't hold it together.
difficult time in my life, and I was lonely. So I paid for a girl I was dating to go to movie and a dinner, and afterwards, Sarah and I may have had relations.
Shut up.
So technically, I paid with dinner and a movie. And
That is not even.
I know it's not even true. We Dutched a lot because I never had any money.
No, you paid a few times in the beginning.
Yeah, and then I didn't eat the rest of the week. Yeah. Suck on that.
You'd call your mom. She helps you out. Hi, Mom.
Move on.
She always likes our posts. I'm assuming she's listening to them.
But seriously.
I'm sure she really enjoyed this episode so far.
Yes, I've slept with many prostitutes.
Shut up.
It's the world's oldest profession, and I respect them, and I think it's it's true feminism to give them the choice to do whatever the hell they want with their bodies for money. I have not, just
For the record.
For the record.
He was being funny.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Glad I got that off my chest.
those
Ask
are
me one of the stupid ones.
They're all like, oh, what does it feel like when you fall in love?
It's like diving into a pool full of rainbows and
Kittens.
clouds, and there are kittens that jump on you and scratch you and
I mean,
yell at you for not
scientifically-
using a coaster.
You get the endorphin rush and the dopamine level spike and all that. Like it's the same as being on drugs.
You feel happy and confused all at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
just
pretty much
about.
it. It's the same for women, I would imagine.
And it's different though because of like social and societal norms and
It's not official till you put it on Facebook, though. So
well nowadays. I don't know about in 2010 when this was written. There wasn't any talk about like app dating on this. It was very
well, there was a question
void.
we didn't read about phone numbers.
Phone numbers.
Why do you collect phone numbers and not call me? And it's just like,
collect them.
well, I know. Well, it's like,
Why do you ask for my number if you're not going to call?
Because I don't use the fucking phone, you old person.
You were the one that picked the article from 2010.
I
I know.
was being a smartass.
Okay. He hit me in the foot. Well, I hope you all enjoyed his man
that is
take.
the man code exposed.
I think you did a good job.
This will be on 60 Minutes.
So
Yeah,
let's-
that episode did peter out, or that those questions kind of petered out a bit because I didn't
They
know when that
did.
you should have been like, this is the last
Oh,
one.
sorry.
Can find one more. This is the last
I already
one.
closed it.
She already closed the article.
On.
Hang on, she'll find it again.
It's loading.
It's loading. She's gonna find a really good one that all women want to know.
This is actually a good one.
Here's a good one that she skipped on accident.
No, I didn't.
She did not.
I didn't care.
Go ahead.
Why the mindset that being in a long-term relationship is the end of fun? Question mark.
Refer to the hunter-gatherer question. Men are all about the chase.
Well,
It's true.
that's the simple answer, though. But, like, that gets boring. Like, men will even admit to that you get sick of doing that over and over again.
And that's when we're ready to settle down.
But
And it happens to different men at
isn't it
different times.
also, like, it's a selfish thing where, like, you don't want to have to worry about someone else and what they want to do and, like, all of... Like, you want to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it and not have anyone, like, have any opinions about that.
Yeah, but women do that too. That's a person-to-person thing.
That's true.
At a evolutionary level...
That's my answer for
no,
it,
at
I
an
guess.
evolutionary level, it's... Men are programmed. They want to go spread their seed every which way. Just all over the room. Just spin
The amount
around.
of times my husband has talked about spreading his seed in the span of knowing him has to be at least like 35 or 40. He really enjoys that term.
It's a good term. What was that on Step Brothers? I've
they have,
traveled
like-
5,000 miles to give you my seed. Ah, lumberjack. Anyway, but that's the truth. But then there comes a time, sometimes it can happen to somebody when they're like 18 and they want to settle down and get married young. Sometimes it happens to people when they're 47, whatever. But they get the need to nurture and to raise a family. I can't explain the timing of it all, but we start out wanting to throw our seed every which way. And then we have the need to settle a homestead and nurture children and guide those children to be other little seed spreaders.
Weird. Okay.
I didn't make up the rules. Blame the little fish and monkeys that we evolved from. Damn fish monkeys.
Okay.
So that wraps up that section. So if you have any questions that you want to know about men, I will give you the real deal.
Yeah.
I will give you an honest answer, at least to my reflections of life. So if you want to know why your husband's doing some dumb shit, I'll tell you. Don't tell him I told you, because I violated the code and I could be arrested.
Beat up.
Have they seen me? I've been lifting a lot. I look jacked. From the chest up. Stomach, not so much. I need to do sit-ups.
Well, this week on What We Are Binging, I have a new show. Although I wouldn't exactly call it binging. I watched 1.5 episodes so far because I got bored last night and stopped watching the second one.
You on a roll?
It's called Glitch. It's on Netflix.
I was not aware of this show.
It's Australian. It was taped there, and like it's all Australian actors. I can't talk.
That's how they pronounce it in Australia.
Actors. Anyway, my voice
Trying
is
to pull the voice.
my voice hurts a little.
She's watching our show.
Why am I so loud? Am I the bottom one on the screen?
It's okay. We'll fix it in post.
Okay.
This is how Australians talk.
He's got this like side mouth thing going on. It's
Because
kind of
I'm
funny.
an actor.
Anyway,
That's how you pronounce it.
the premise of this show is these people magically like crawl out of their graves and are like
What is
alive
it,
again.
Twitch?
Glitched.
Glitch.
Glitch. It's either glitch or glitched. Or the glitch. I don't know. This is a horrible review. The first episode, very good. The second episode kind of lost me, but I was kind of distracted. And then the coughing and hiccuping started. And
Yeah, you should rewatch that.
and then I decided to actually try and go to sleep. But anyway, I'm intrigued. I like their accents. I'm giving it a try. The thing I liked about it was, I'll tell this much. The people that come back from the dead aren't, like, one of the people just died, like, 2 years prior to the present in the show. Some of the people, it was, like, the first mayor of this town that died in, like, 1902.
Ooh, does he look like a person or is he like a...
Yeah, they all look like people.
Okay.
Like like normal people. Anyway, so I was watching that. You're not watching anything new. You're still watching Game of Thrones.
I do want to throw in, I have decided, as soon as I finish this season of Game of Thrones, like not this current season because we just watched it, but like the season I'm on rewatching it, I'm going to start watching The Wire.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Because you had no interest in it.
I fell asleep. I mean, this was back when Sydney wasn't sleeping through the night, so I might be better now, but it's okay. You watch that one on your own. But the other thing about TV, we had some listener feedback on
Oh, can we
Facebook.
real quick and say we watched that movie last week?
Oh, I forgot.
What was it called?
The Thinning.
The Thinning.
It was
a
on-
YouTube Red movie.
I have to say it like this. The Thinning.
Stupid name.
Stupid
What
name.
was the name I said it should be called?
I don't remember. You should have written that shit down.
All grades are final.
All grades are final because they say that a couple different times.
Yeah, and I
in
thought
the
that was
movie.
like that's a much better name. It was a cool movie. It
You
was
could
like
tell the budget was low.
yes, and there was one big name actor, and it was the Stacey
Ty
Dash.
from Clueless.
Yeah, from Clueless. And she was okay in it. Like she's not a great actress, but
And she was, I mean, it wasn't like a huge role.
right. But like it was, we were kind of Mystery Science Theatering, making fun of it as we watched it.
But it wasn't unwatchable.
No,
like,
not at all.
I think it was probably geared towards like teenagers.
Yeah, maybe a little.
But it wasn't.
okay. I enjoyed
the
it.
writing wasn't awful. The whole plot line of
I thought the plot line was neat.
it's like the not so distant future. We have to reduce our population size by 5% every year because of overpopulation in the world
Yeah.
and like our carbon footprint, blah, blah, blah. And the way that the United States does it is they give these tests and the lowest 5% of kids all across all grades are thinned. And it was good.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
So it's on, what's it on? YouTube?
It was on YouTube Red.
So that's YouTube's like streaming service, right?
Yeah, it's the YouTube's paid service.
Okay.
Where you watch, they have movies and original content, and you can watch music like with no commercials.
You can watch music with no commercials.
like videos.
Like music videos?
Yeah, you know how there's commercials that play. There's
Oh,
a whole
people still make those?
yeah. There's a whole portion of YouTube Red that's like music.
I didn't know that people
Anyway.
still make music videos. Honestly, I'm not being funny. Well, I'm
they
kind of
do.
being funny, but
They do.
anyway.
Yeah, the movie was fun. So we had
We had-
somebody write us in.
Yeah, we had a listener shoot us a message on Facebook, and she recommended a show called Better Off Ted, and it was on broadcast TV a few years ago because I told her this. We watched a couple episodes just in passing when we still had cable. Excuse you, Luke. He totally just farted. I don't know if it got picked up on the recording or not, but this is marriage.
Be quiet.
It's so loud.
Leaned away from the mic.
You leaned your face away, not your butt.
Well, hindsight's 2020, lady.
Anyway, Better Off Ted. We're gonna check it out. It's a 30-minute sitcom. I think it got canceled from TV, but it is on Netflix now, so we're gonna check it out. And we appreciate the listener writing in and sharing that with us
Thank you very much.
because we love to hear from
Did you mention that we watched it on TV, and we're like, oh, this is funny, and then we kind
Yeah.
of forgot about it?
when you were giggling about your fart.
Yeah.
It
farts are
got
funny.
canceled, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it did.
Like many things we like. I swear to God, if Last Man on Earth gets canceled before that show gets like resolved, I
Or
will
Fresh Off the Boat.
cut someone.
If those two shows get canceled.
Fresh Off the Boat,
I
I
don't get me
like
wrong,
it.
They wouldn't resolve any stories.
but I am emotionally invested in Last Man on Earth.
That show
and
is so good.
Again, I have to plug it again. If you don't watch that show, I feel bad for you because it is such a good show. It's only is it 22 minutes?
It's
'Cause
just a regular shit, like
it's
a
on
regular
broadcast.
half-hour sitcom.
So, well, those are only 22 minutes.
And I can do the voice of the lead character.
He can. Go ahead.
I don't know what to say. Well, I don't know if my name is Phil Miller or Tandy, because that's what everybody says, Carol. But I'm just gonna go with the name that I was given. Ah, shit, I can't think of it. Wait, that's what you said. Boom. I can't think of anything. He makes jokes and says boom
He does.
at inappropriate times.
Anyway, watch that show if you haven't already. I have to talk very quietly because my voice hurts.
My voice does not hurt.
I sound like I smoked a large pack of cigarettes.
Not a small pack.
Not a small one.
A
mini.
big comically large one, like a cartoon.
Maybe a
like a
carton?
cartoon baby would smoke. Like on Roger Rabbit, the baby Herman, where he's like, my stogie. Like that.
I want to go see that movie, Boss Baby. That made me think of it.
You go right ahead.
I want to see it so bad. It comes out next weekend, so I won't get to because Nevi's going to go visit her mom, and her mom might take her, probably. They go to movies a lot.
Perhaps. I thought it's
I
besides.
want to go to Boss Baby. It's Alec Baldwin.
Go by yourself.
I might.
Because I have Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh.
and Alien Covenant and every other friggin' nerd movie that's coming out soon. New Spider-Man's coming out in July.
We should go to a movie at night sometime soon. So we
What's
have
that?
we have a date day coming up on Sunday. Let's touch on that super quick, and we'll follow up with our details.
Well, by the time they've listened, it's already happened.
We'll talk about it next week, though.
I know we're going to watch Get Out, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. So we'll do a review of that movie next week. But if you guys have any suggestions on unique dates we could do for a day date, we're kind of boring and we usually just go to a movie, and we're happy to do that. But we like to try and mix it up occasionally. You can also give us suggestions on that. Tell us how to live our life, please. We need some help. I think we're done. He's yawning. I'm dying because my voice is like gone.
You could have let me
Sorry.
drive this episode and saved yourself some breath.
You made me ask you all those questions.
Yeah, I know. You didn't have to read all 50, though.
I didn't, but it came close.
I think
It was
you only read,
probably
like, half.
It was probably like 27. Whatever.
So we have
Deal with it.
more to go.
What?
So we have 23 more questions to go. Go.
No. I skipped them because they were dumb. Okay.
Okay.
So I think
We're done. Goodbye. Goodbye.
make sure you check in with us next week. New episodes always post on Sundays. You can download then for easy Monday morning listening, cheer you up on your Monday morning commute. We appreciate you listening. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube.
And please subscribe and rate on iTunes.
Yeah, we would love that.
Or on YouTube, if that's your thing. Sure.
Okay, yeah. Email he said, she said, PC at gmail.com. Find us on Instagram and Facebook as well. I hope you all get out of your homes and into some lovely spring weather wherever you may be. If it's warm where you are, it's coming for you if it's not quite there yet.
What if we have a listener in Antarctica?
Well, then they're just going to have to go somewhere in their brain where it's warm because it's probably cold there.
Medulla oblongata?
Sure.
Neat.
But
I have nothing more to add.
we do hope you had a good time tonight.
Listening to both sides of the story.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.